Welcome back to the dojo, y'all. Welcome back to the daily discussions. I'm your host, Professor Hawk Sensei, and I want to talk to you today about making your own bed and laying in it. Right? Maybe you heard this before. You make your own bed, you lie in it. It's really just a metaphor. It's really just a metaphor. It's really just to tell you whatever situation you make for yourself, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to sleep on it. You're going to have to wake up in it. You're going to have to figure it out because it's all on you. When you wake up in the morning, you fold your sheets, fluff your pillows, get everything in order when you make your bed. And when you come back home to lay down at night, you got a nice, comfortable bed to slide right into, right? But if you wake up in the morning, you don't tuck your sheets in, you don't roll your sheets out, you don't fluff your pillows or straighten everything up, you guys sleep in a mess. Now, I know some people might argue,
well, what's the point of making up your bed when you're just gonna get messy again anyway?
Well, that's called maintenance. Upkeep. You gotta keep up with things. You gotta take care of them. That's something I learned as I got older. I didn't really value material things when I was younger. I still don't, but I still respect them for what they are and what they're worth. Like, you don't want to buy something and just not take care of it, because then you're going to have to buy another one. If you take care of what you have now, you won't have to buy another one. You can save money like that. That's why I came to value taking care of my things, no matter how cheap or expensive they are. You make your bed, you lay in it. When you make a good situation for yourself, you got a good situation to lay and rest in. But when you make bad situations for yourself, you gotta wallow in filth, lay in the mud, and lay down with the dogs. And you know what happens when you sleep with dogs? You're gonna get some fleas. You know what I'm saying? So this whole saying about making your bed and laying in it, it's just whatever situations you deal with in life is because you made them. Whatever problems you gotta deal with or sit with, you made them. Whether it was consciously, unconsciously, or somebody just threw you in the mix and then you just got to deal with it. That happens from time to time, not often, but yeah, that's what we're getting at. So each decision that you make day by day is you making your bed. You may not realize it while you going through the motions and you doing your day-to-day routine or tasks or what have you. But each decision that you make, it affects your life and other people around you. Sometimes you may affect people so much so that they want to affect you. And that can go a million different ways. We ain't got to get into it. You know what I mean? Every action prompts an equal and opposite reaction. So this is why people are starting to say, stay out the way, mind your business. Just make sure you make it home, because people are making a lot of problems for themselves with some of the things that they say, some of the things that they post online. You know what I mean? You gotta be mindful. I know I made a video yesterday, careful what you say, mindful what you do. But you always gotta be mindful. It don't matter where you at, what you doing. Just be aware of what you're doing, the effect that it has on people. You know what I mean? You always want to know how you coming across to people. You don't want to just be rushing through the street and not, you know what I mean, bumping people and not saying excuse me, sorry, or my apologies. You can make problems for yourself just because you're not considerate of the next person. Like, there were times when people thought I was stuck up, or I had issues with others because I didn't speak to them, or I didn't engage or try to strike conversation. It was never that. It's just that I don't feel like talking about irrelevant subjects. Like, small talk is there for when you're trying to get to know somebody or fill somebody out. Like, I already have an idea of how interactions will go with certain people. I could be wrong, but 9 times out of 10, you get certain vibes from people, right? And certain vibes either push you away, or, you know what I mean, they draw you in. And for all the people that I don't just outright speak to or come up to and try to interact with, they vibe don't really match my frequency, so I don't try to connect. I don't try to interact. Because I don't know if it's just me, but I've come across people who they just got a strange energy, and the closer I get to them, I'm like, man, I feel like if me and this person interact long enough, we just gonna end up fighting. You know what I mean? You ever felt like that? Yeah. So this is what I mean by when you make your bed, you lie in it. When you see that there may be an issue or a problem ahead, you avoid it. You go the other way. You find another route. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about when you make your bed and you lay in it. Every decision that you make or fail to make will, in turn, fall on you. You got to be careful what you're doing. You got to be mindful what you say. You got to be self-aware and aware of others. Can't just be out here just doing things on a whim. You know what I mean? You got to know what you're doing and how what you do or will do affects others. Because if it affects people negatively enough, they're going to want to affect you negatively. I can't stress it enough. How important it is to understand what it is that you're doing, where it is that you're going, and who you're going to have to deal with on the way or when you get there. You want to be respectful as much as possible. You want to be respectful until someone brings disrespect to you, and then you shouldn't already just immediately act out in violence or physical confrontation. No, sometimes you need to ask questions as well. When you've been wronged or offended, you need to say, hold up, man. I don't really understand what's that's all about. Like, why'd you say that or why'd you do that? I'm trying to understand, you know what I mean, why you would do something like that. Like, they may not even be aware of what they said was disrespectful or offensive or what have you. That's another thing. Sometimes you got to take your time with other people. You don't want to make a situation so volatile or so charged that it's always a problem whenever you got to interact with this person. This is what I mean. Making your bed and having to lay in it. Like, if there's somebody that you have to deal with on a consistent basis, like somebody at your job, somebody at, a place that you frequent, somebody in your neighborhood even. You don't want to cause problems with people that you got to deal with for extended period of time, or maybe even for your whole lifetime. It depends on what type of situation you're in or what life you live in. Somebody in your neighborhood, they probably see you come out of your house every day, see you getting in your car and coming home from work. You know what I mean? They see all that. So when you dealing with people that's in close proximity to you, always be respectful. Always be mindful and courteous. Because sometimes you never know. Somebody might be on the end of their rope, and it just that one little thing that set them off of the edge. You know what I mean? You want to make a nice bed wherever you go. You want to make your situations as nice, respectful, and peaceful as possible. I don't understand how people how people enjoy chaos and living in it, and they're able to function in all of that confusion. Maybe they're confused. I don't know. That's not my thing. I've been in confusing situations more times than I can count. And I like when I'm in a situation where I understand what's going on, I know what's needed and desired of me. I know the people that I'm dealing with. I know the resources that I have to work with. That's it, man. I like a good situation. I like a good bed to lay in. I mean, there may be some people who want to lay on a bed of thorns or a bed of spikes or nails or whatever. Me personally, I like a nice, comfortable, warm bed that gives me some of the most relaxing and recharging sleep I've ever had. And when you're sleeping on a bed of thorns or a bed of spikes, it's very difficult to get a good night's rest, because sometimes you want to turn over, and and I don't really think it's going to be all that comfortable trying to turn over on a bed of spikes. Regardless, whatever you're doing out there, be mindful, be aware, be respectful, and be courteous. Because there are times when we don't even know what type of situations we're creating for ourselves. Because we're not self-aware and we're not aware of others itself. Maybe a little confusing, but it'll make sense in a little while. With that being said, Professor Hawk signing out. Hawk Sensei bids you adieu. I hope you're waking up every day with a plan, a purpose, and a smile. And if you're not waking up every day with a plan, a purpose, and a smile, hey, at least you're waking up. Till next time, y'all, class dismissed. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like the video, because I know you like this. Share the video, because why not? And last but not least, subscribe, because you came back too many times not to push that button. I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.